We're going to learn the kanji which has a core meaning of tall or high in this video tutorial, and we're going to use it to write high school, which is also known as senior high school and is the last 3 years of secondary education in Japan. Let's have a look at its origins and you can see why it's used to mean tall or high. Okay, here you can very clearly see a tall tower. Each one of those is easily and readily identifiable as a tall building, and these are the very old characters, between 3,000 and 4,000 years old. These are slightly more modern, and again very clearly you can see that Chinese looking tall tower shape. These are the most modern, about 2,000 years ago, just before they were standardized, and again you can see that same basic shape, the roof on top, then the first floor, and then the ground floor. So let's have a look at how we're going to actually write that character and the stroke order. We start with the chimney on top, then we draw the roof, then we draw the window on the first floor, down on the left, across and round without taking your pen off, close the window from left to right, and the wall on the ground floor goes on the left, across and round without taking your pen off, optional tick at the bottom, and finally our ground floor window down on the left, across and round without taking your pen off, and close the box off from left to right. That's how we write the character meaning tall. Now we're going to look at how we write high school or senior high school. We begin with our character for high, so I pop the chimney in, the roof, the first floor window, cross and round, close from left to right. Then comes the ground floor, there we go, and there's the wall here, and the ground floor window, and that's our high from a high school. And then we add the character meaning school building, and we're adding on the left the element meaning tree, or by extension wood, because the school buildings were made of wood. Then we're going to pop the character which is identical to the number 6, and then we're going to imagine that there are 6 students and they've got their legs crossed. 1, 2, and there we have core, or senior high school. Now you may think this is quite strange because when we wrote primary school and middle school, we used a different system. We actually had 3 kanji for each of those schools. Let's just remind ourselves of primary school and middle school and make sure that we keep in mind that senior high school only has 2 characters rather than the 3 which we use for primary school and middle school. Now we're going to look at how to write senior high school student, and again the system is different from primary school student and middle school student because they do not include the character in the middle for school building, but with senior high school it is included. What's not included is the kanji for learning. So we have again the kanji for high with our chimney, our roof, our top floor window, wall, floor, wall, and ground floor window, that's high. Then we have the kanji for school building. So there's the tree element on the left, 6 students, legs crossed, and finally we have the character that you should be very familiar with, which means alive and stands for the student. So senior high school students, core, sei.